and you go home for eat, sleep, box and repeat. And in Bournemouth, post-fight, Chris Billam-Smith comes out on top in an excellent fight against Isaac Chamberlain, retains his European and Commonwealth titles. I'm with the winning trainer, Shane McGuigan. Shane, my heart was going watching that. I'm sure yours was too. Talk us through that.
Yeah, mental. A really tough fight. We had to make it a hard physical fight, especially early on, take him out of his rhythm. And he did exactly that. You know what I mean? He basically broke the rhythm, got in close, made it physical straight away. Isaac, if you give him space, he's really good, he's really sharp, he's got good movement. So, you know, we had to take all his skills away from him and make it a bit of a dogfight early, but did exactly what we did. I think after the 5th, 6th round, he started getting a bit tired, but then found his feet again in the 9th, had a big round and then finished strong. So, yeah, it was a wide decision, but it was a hard fight.
Yeah, it was a great fight. There were sort of question marks coming into the fight, whether Isaac will be able to keep the pace with Chris through the 12 rounds. He's certainly done that. Both men looked quite badly hurt multiple times throughout the fight. Was there ever any point you thought Chris could go?
Yeah, no, I mean, I spoke to Chris and he said he wasn't hurt once, he just was tired. Yeah, and that's the thing, you can get hurt when you're tired, but yeah, he doesn't hold his form sometimes. You know, when he gets a bit tired and looks fatigued, looks a bit flimsy and a bit wide with his shots. But yeah, I think he definitely hurt Isaac loads throughout the fight, and I think when you're up close you can see that he's really denting him, really hurting him. But Chris was off balance a lot of time, but he was always aware. He never was buzzed, and got caught with one shot I think in about the 5th or 6th, but completely recomposed and then went again. But it's just the pace that he had to set for that fight is what made him so tired.
The atmosphere was unbelievable in there. I think it was a bit of a gamble maybe first of all when Sky planned to do a show in Bournemouth. Chris hadn't been proven as that level of ticket seller, but I think it's massively paid off in there. Surely we're going to see more big nights down here in the future for Chris. Definitely,
that's exactly what we wanted. We only had 4 weeks or 3.5 weeks to sell a ticket, so just incredible what they did. And all of the boxers on the show, they did fantastically well. We had 5-week camp, we had a 5.5 week camp really. So it was a massive gamble. It was a gamble for Sky, it was a gamble for me. We have a guy that's ranked so highly in the governing bodies, the WBA, the WBO, the WBC, and he's so highly ranked in the IBF. He's literally number 2, but there's no number 1. So it was a massive gamble, but it all paid off. And that's the thing. This whole sport's about risk reward, and I knew that Chris Billam-Smith 10 days out of 10 beats Isaac Chamberlain.
It feels a bit stupid asking this because the fight's barely finished, but you're as trainer, you obviously have a big say in what comes next. We obviously have Jai Opataya's manager, Mark Francis, down here. Yeah. Have you even thought about what route you'd like to see Chris potentially take after this? Sky are assembling quite a good stable of cruiserweights domestically.
Yeah, I've got WBO world champion Lawrence Zakoli. The WBA's tied up at the moment with Gulamarian having a defence. Opataya he has a broken jaw. But so that's going to take a little bit longer of a process. Maybe we get one more in, but then I think we're going to try to target the IBF. He's just beat the man. He really has. He's just beat Marius Bradis. He beat him in fantastic fashion. Chris, of course, will be the underdog in that fight. But it's a fight that he would relish. You got Makabu that's looking to box Richard Riakpo at the tail end of the year. So could you imagine 3 world champions in Britain? That would be ideal. But the great thing about Chris is he's got competition in Britain. There's so much competition in Britain. So
just a quick word on a couple of the other fighters in your stable fighting tonight. Caroline Dubois looked devastating against admittedly maybe not the best opponent in the world, but a good run out. Looks a really special fighter for female boxing.
Yeah, Caroline's massively improved. She's a lot more calm. In her first fight, she was throwing punches from far too far away, and now she's she crept up on the girl, was throwing devastating combinations, and I just think this is us scratching the surface. But you're only as good as the opponent in front of you, and she was far too good for that girl, so she didn't get a chance to really showcase what she's capable of. But look, we're going to start stepping her up gradually, and I think I want her to fight for titles early next year. And Hassan obviously hurt his opponent really early on. I've never seen someone throw as many bombs early on in the fight, and he really believed he was going to knock him out. And that all just played against him, annoyingly. Thankfully that he's on Sky Sports, but also annoyingly that he's on Sky Sports, because that's a learning fight that he needs. He's 21 years of age. A 21-year-old Chris Billam-Smith would he wouldn't be doing anything. So the fact that Hassan's doing this on television, you're always going to be scrutinised, and the thing is like he's got so much ability, so much talent, and that is a massive learning fight for him, and hopefully that he can take the positives out of it and not just be too hard on himself, because he was pretty disappointed with his performance. But he'll be out again soon, and I'm sure he'll put on a better performance.
Just a quick word on a couple of all your members of your stable who weren't fighting tonight before you go. Adam Azim confirmed to be fighting on the Liam Smith undercard in Liverpool. Spoke to him a bit just briefly off camera earlier on tonight. He says the Ryland chart is a possibility, maybe not necessarily next, but the fight after. Can you shed any light on that?
We're looking at Ryland chart, and it's just about what Sky and Boxer put the slot on. If they want to put us on a really good slot and position, then we'll take that fight. But we don't have to take any of those fights. He just turned 20, but Adam wants to be a world champion. He wants to be a world champion when he's 22 years of age. So he's got to have to beat people like Ryland Charlton. I think he beats him up. I think he does it in great fashion. So we're still going to try and make that fight. It's just whether Sky and Boxer give us the opportunity to showcase that fight at the right time in the right slot. So one more, because I've got to go, because I've got a pregnant.
Literally last one. Lawrence Okoye looks to have resolved a bit of sort of legal issues or whatever it was with Matchroom. Any idea when you see him out for that last fight as Matchroom contract?
Don't know. We've got to speak to Lawrence. There's a lot of confusion. I did an interview with Rob the other day, and I sort of made clear about where the confusion was. The contract was supposed to start at Glowacki. Glowacki pulled out with COVID. Jazuski stepped in, so that's where the confusion was. Hopefully everything can be resolved and they can move on, and Lawrence can continue his career to becoming a unified world champion.
Shane McGuigan, top man. I'll let you go.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.